All right, so let's get at this little mini session. I don't have a lot of time, so I do want to just jump on here though, because I have a lot of things going on in my head and there's a lot of vibration going on around me, and I just need to put some clarity to everything that's going on right now. So for the past 3 years, I've basically been in a spiritual warfare. I have gone inside of myself. I've deconstructed everything that had a dark space. I've transmuted it, alchemized it into light, and I walk a lot more gracefully because of it. I also know that just as such, since I've been in this spiritual warfare with myself, I have played tricks on myself. I have put myself in situations that I don't necessarily feel aligned with anymore. And it's time to authentically amber. Amber is energy. Amber is transmuting energy. Amber is alchemizing energy all the time. There are several ways that I do this. One is just by holding focus on intention and placing that into the universe and watching it grow. Two is by focused, intentional conversation and meeting, lifting someone else in their time of dark space and transmuting that into light for them. And I do that as well. Other ways would be just in general commune with people. I do cut hair. I do real estate. I do lots of things that supplement me. I pay for those things. Those are licensed things. Those are regulated businesses, and I have to follow the lines, and I do so very, just because I don't practice something for a living doesn't mean that I don't upkeep that education, that status with the governing bodies. So yeah. I also rely very heavily on meditation and energy work in that field, Kundalini, and other types of just all together energy work. And the way I have been feeling lately, I believe to be a general blanket that's kind of going on right now. I don't watch the news. I have not watched the news in so many years. For a long time, I was in a war with people who said I was it was dumb of me not to watch the news, not to know what was going on. And I'm just like, I don't need to know the bad stuff. I'm focused on the good stuff. And when I focus on the good stuff becomes more good stuff. So why should I watch the news when it doesn't want to tell me anything that's good? It wants to hyper focus on things that are bad and get me riled up. And I know that it gets me riled up because I felt it. And I also experience it inside of or watching other people get riled up about things. It's just one of those lenses that I don't have to wear because I can feel the vibration of the entirety. I don't need to watch someone's version because I am able to feel the vibration. That brings me back to who I am in my youth and when I set out for this giant journey on my own that leads me here today, where I do spend the majority of my time alone. I do have children. I raised my children. I have grandchildren. I raised my grandchildren. Not raise them, but I am present in their lives. Back when I was younger, I went on a spiritual journey. I had, first of all, my dad later in life went back to school, and he became a preacher for the Episcopal Church. Now, I had been in the Episcopal Church. I was aware. I also had a general understanding, a general vibration of all things to be true. So I very adamantly left on my own journey of discovery and that relationship. And I think I even blurted it out. If it's my relationship, I don't need to hear your version of how my relationship should be. I could have my relationship with Jesus on a parking block. I don't need to be in four walls. I was always very aware of the impressions that be laid down upon people from a very young age. If you were impressioned by something, that wasn't your truth. That was someone else's truth, and you were following that as the law or as the rule. And we have a whole lot of people following the wrong things. They think they're doing the right things, but they're following the wrong the wrong path. And it just breaks my heart. So in an effort to help lift everybody up, it's very important for me to also lift myself up, because in doing so, that raises the vibration of someone else. It gives someone else an opportunity to look at their life and say, is that something I should maybe think of? I'm taking moringa right now. Thank you, Mother Earth. I wish I knew that it was truly moringa, but I'm not being able to see that right now. So I've become very stagnant. My energy has not been flowing. I have no desire to reach outside the box. I come home, I power down hard. I am soul searching constantly, even though I already have found my soul. I already know my soul. I already know my spirit. But I'm getting confused in the energies that are swirling on around me. And I'm losing sight of who I am as a spiritual being, as a loving being, as a communal being, and I am withdrawing more and more into solidarity. Some know that is the space that we are in right now. I already know that this is the space that we're in right now. I knew back in 2012, I knew in 2007, I knew I've known these steps all the way through. So I already know that the majority of people in my life have fallen away for purpose. We don't have the same timeline. We're not living in the same timeline. I also know that, oh God, could go so deep. Like, I could take you down a rabbit hole that you would not believe, but you would be able to find the truth in it. I swear to you. But anyways, wow. Okay. Thank you. We all live on different vibrations. And some of us live in front of the vibration or just behind the vibration. I'm kind of one of those. I'm a compass. I'm kind of gauging the vibration of everyone. And so I don't have to watch the news. I kind of feel the collective energy about things. And there are so many of us that just want everybody to stop focusing on those bad things, because if we stop focusing on them, they will stop putting them in our face. And if they stop putting them in our face, we'll stop questioning good versus evil. We'll stop questioning, because the only reason why we're doing all this is because they're making light of dark. They're transmuting a narrative in a dark space and making it look like false light. or not look like false light. It's looking like light, but it's false light. The majority of people are not in the same space that the news is presenting. I don't even know what the news is presenting right now, but I can tell you there is a huge divide in that. If there's conflict going on, it's conflict because of what's being seen. It is not a true conflict. We all resonate in love. There are also people here, though, that are here. They're like blank players. They're here to test you at all of those spaces and see how you react. So while the blank players might be the ones carrying out the narrative or carrying out the storyboard, we're being forced to look at it as if it's a truth. And I don't think it's true. But that's up to the collective to turn your eyes away from that and watch it dissipate. And I'm ready and willing and will sit in that space with anyone who wants to collectively turn the vision away from that negative space. We work storms. We are working weather. We're working the distractions that are going on out there. We're working behind the scenes constantly. And a lot of us, myself, I can only speak for myself. I'm feeling very drained. I'm feeling very spiritually attacked. I'm feeling very vulnerable. And I'm also feeling very empowered to speak on all of this and to stop the rhetoric that's been going on. One way I can do that is to stop the narrative that I have in my own space. Okay, right now, I just felt a very deep weight come into my body. And so I am taking the good old Florida water and I am splashing it on the back of my neck, releasing that energy. Y'all, it's real. We are under attack. We are constantly under attack, and how we react is the narrative of our story. You're either joining the dark forces or you're joining the army of light. I am in the army of light. I am going to stop seeing the army of dark. I don't need to see those dark entities. And I have a feeling that my life is going to get really, really, really small in the circle. Because if you're like me, we're not congregated in the same space. We're in nodes. We are setting off a signal. And we are trying to raise the vibration as best we can. It's lonely, but it's beautiful work. And I appreciate the opportunity to be able to even assist in that. And if you thought I was kooky, if you thought I was woo-woo, that's fine. That's actually fine. I'm fine with that, because if that's what you need to call it to make it real, I guess, then that's fine. To me, I call it energy. It's energy work. It's Reiki. It's Reiki of the planet. It's Reiki of the people. It's Reiki of my own body, my own alchemy, transmuting that dark space into light. Alchemy at its optimum.